Good morning, everyone. This is Mark with Wear Parts, and today I've got Eric Derry with us from our customer care team. He's been doing tillage since 1994, which I was still in school at that point, so he's a veteran at this stuff. So what we're talking about today is ripper points, all things ripper points, and I'm very passionate about this product line because it's all all of our products are have the high chrome castings is what they're made out of. Tell us a little bit, Eric, about high chrome and the benefits for the farmer.
All of our points are 28% chrome. It's about as high as you can get without it just shattering when it hits something. So that high chrome, you're looking at the high 50s, low 60s for Rockwell C on the hardness. And when you're using that chrome, another thing that you have to keep in mind is that you need to build it thicker. So your parts end up getting real heavy, real fast. But when you're doing that deep tillage and you're way under the ground, you don't want that thing breaking off. So you want to have it nice and heavy, long wearing, but still tough enough to be able to take that impact because you can't see what's underground.
Right. So we're gonna just go down through our offering here. We're gonna start with the Big Ox ripper point. It's just, we've got one option there.
It's just a nice little slip-on point, just slides right on, just a little pound-on point. It's fairly standard. Again, it's the high chrome. It works really well. Going to take a lot of wear, a lot of abuse on those Big Ox machines.
That's a very popular point for us. And then we don't have our Bigham Ag point, our Bigham points for the Paratill and the others. So I guess when we're on our Wear Parts Eras tour and go down to Valdosta, we'll shoot some video on our Bigham Paratill parts. The next one on the list is our Blue Jet points, which are also the high chrome points. I think there's a fall and a spring, right?
Right. For the spring point, that's going to be the spring point's going to be the smaller one.
Okay.
You're not going to have as much disturbance with that. It's got the comes to a V on the top, so you're actually doing more slicing and cutting than you are trying to lift that, so you're trying not to disturb it quite as much. When you're using the fall point, the bigger, heavier one, see that's got a flatter profile and much wider.
So it's lifting more.
It's going to be lifting more because in the fall, if you do have some of that lift and some of that ridging over the winter, it's going to mellow back down through the freeze and thaw.
And I'm noticing that even the pitch of the top of it is shallower pitch on this fall point than the spring. So this is obviously lifting more
Absolutely.
than the other one. One thing to bear in mind with our Blue Jet points is these are high chrome castings. The OEM Blue Jet and other Blue Jet points are ductile iron. So the wear life isn't there.
Right. That ductile iron it's going to be a good tough product. It's going to take the abuse, but it's not going to wear as long. And when you, like I said, when you get into those higher wearing stuff, if you make it thick enough, it's still going to last.
Gotcha. And then there's also a shin guard.
Yeah, we do also offer the shin guard that fits both the spring and the fall point on those Blue Jet subtillers.
It's high chrome as well.
Absolutely.
And then we move on to our Case and DMI product lineup. I think, why don't you kick off with that 7-incher there?
Sure, we've got the 7-inch all one-piece point here. So this will go on like your MRD shanks, your parabolic shanks. It'll also fit the Salford, and it'll fit a couple other ones too. So anything that has that same DMI bolt pattern, that's going to slide right on. This would be the 7-inch. It's got the wings that kind of are sloped down a little bit, try to match that profile.
So one thing to just note on this particular point is on the OEM Case point, the high chrome is just the nose, whereas ours, the whole thing is high chrome. So you're getting longer wear on the wings as well.
Correct. We also have the parts to fit the older DMI 3-piece style, which has the pin-on tip. This particular one actually has a tungsten tile on the front for even more increased wear to keep that point, save it. At tungsten, you're not gonna wear that thing out. That tungsten, a lot of times there'll be guys that they'll go out and they'll mine fields just to try to find tungsten that's fallen off, been worn off, or actually the base material will wear off and then the tungsten will fall off. They'll go out, try to collect that, recenter that, and use it again. So it's actually gets recycled much more than people realize.
So we have two options of that one, don't we? We offer it both with the tungsten and without. The thing to bear in mind with the tungsten is it's in rocky conditions,
Right.
it could pop it off. So you want to be, if you're going to use this little tungsten nose here, you want to be in very abrasive soils.
Then we also have the wings that go along with it, the bolt-on wings, to bolt on the sides there. Those are also in the high chrome. So going to get a lot of wear life out of those. Those are nice heavy wings.
Then we have this bad boy right here,
Oh yeah.
and that is the Case no-till ripper point.
Right, this is for that 3/4 inch shank, that narrow shank. It's got the integrated fin on it. It's got the 7-inch wings, and it has a really nice heavy nose. A lot of beef to it. It has the little gussets back here underneath the wings to help support those and keep those from snapping off if we start getting into really rough conditions. Nice heavy point. Fits that DMI 2500, that Case no-till. It's a really good solid point.
And just to point out, this whole thing is high chrome, whereas the competitor brands just have the high chrome here on the nose. I remember being down in Louisville and talking to a customer that came by. He said, "I'm running your points here," and he said, "What are they currently running?" And I said, I told him, I had somebody else get a price. He said, "In one sense, I really don't care what they cost," because he said, "I'm getting 8 times more life out of your point than the points that he was running previously." So this particular point just smashes it as far as wear life. And that's the thing to bear in mind on our high chrome ripper points. It gets you 3 things. It gets you longer wear life, it gets you a reduced downtime, and lower cost per acre. So it's a win-win for the farmer. And then we move on to the deer ripper points. Tell us a little bit about those, Eric.
Well, see here we got the 3 different styles. We've got the no wing point, we've got the 7-inch, and then we've got the big boy with the 10-inch. Again, these are all real heavy. You can see, take a look at the sidewall on this. See how thick that sidewall is?
That's like 5/8 or
Yeah, I think
5/8
it's, there's a lot there. And another thing that's that we do that's kind of unique is that we have these bolt protectors right here. We've had guys that have had issues with wearing the heads off their bolts, on their mounting bolts. And so their points may be lasting, but their bolts aren't.
But
They're
their
just wearing them off.
hardware is wearing off. So that
Right.
bolt protector is important.
Very, very, very important.
All of these deer ones have a bulked up end on it. If you can, I don't know if you can see that there, but you can see the end is bulked up, and then the top has a slight a 2-angle pitch there, and then of course this is where it just kicks up to help with your shank protector to change the soil in there. So you've got the 2.5 inch, the 7-inch, and the 10-inch, and those fit more than just the deer rippers, right?
Correct. Those will fit also the Kuhn Kraus. They'll fit a Wilrich, and there'll be a few others that they'll actually fit too.
Well, sometimes those sunflower rippers, or sometimes those Wilrich rippers will come in a sunflower color. So that these points will actually fit on there as well. But, well, I think that sums up our ripper point lineup. We trust that you've learned something on this, and if you have any questions, something we didn't cover, please feel free to call us. Call Eric on our customer care team at 888-4-BLADES. Thank you. Good morning.